And we're live. Roll up, everybody. Gather, come join. One man went to Mo. It is that time again. You should be here. The thumbnail, the whatever it is, was put out. So everybody gather, come and join. One man went to Mo. Your friendly neighborhood, or your man. Where is everybody? Where are you guys? So yeah. So coming in trickles. I want you to rush in at speed. Another Python dance is about to take place. Python Dance 1, Python Dance 2. Now let's present you Python Dancer 3. One man went to Mo, your friendly neighborhood or your laughing man, the eagle has landed. Gather.
iPod, omeriwo n'Izu, onírìnrìn ya, abakare, mama dawora, unapori meri Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapori meri Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Unapori meri Nnamdi bụ onye du iPod. O meriwo n'izu mbiro ya. Abakare mama ndawora. Unapori meri Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python dance 3. Unapoli meri Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Na Python.
So there you are. Nnamdi wins the war. Or does he? Guys, I bring you this. Plenty to go through. Some stories not advertised, but still to be presented. But to that question, does Nnamdi win the war? Well, according to Kemi rather OLUNLOYO, he does not. So Nnamdi Kanu to lose his British citizenship. So it's the daughter of the former Oyo State governor speaking to the space, Kemi OLUNLOYO. You all know who she is, and you all know what her leanings are. So she leans in this direction again. Nnamdi Kanu to lose his British citizenship. A headline attributed to Kemi OLUNLOYO. So we'll go there in a moment. But to that communique issued by the Southern governors, PDP claps back. 2023, PDP may counter Southern governors on zoning, throw presidential ticket open. So away with you from the PDP to the Southern governors. Still. So now to the Christendom we go. And that TB Joshua passing away still continues to generate some controversy. Pastor GIWA reveals reason why pastors hate TB Joshua. So TB Joshua, of course, a very controversial figure, not just within Nigerian Christendom, but really within the Nigerian space. And even in his death, he continues to generate that controversy as it continues to make the headline. The headline he makes in this instance, Pastor Giwa reveals why pastors hated TB Joshua. So we go to that space as well. But first, let's start off with Kemi OLUNLOYO and what she has to say about the Alpha 1 of Umar here. Nnamdi Kanu to lose his British citizenship. Kemi OLUNLOYO speaks. Let's hear what she has to say. Controversial journalist cum evangelist Kemi OLUNLOYO has said that the British government is examining the worthiness of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu's citizenship. This platform, not my platform, but the platform presenting this, the platform had earlier reported that the federal government of Nigeria recently arrested Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB. According to Kemi, via her Facebook, Nnamdi Kanu is likely to lose his British citizenship due to his several attempts to destabilize a Commonwealth country. She also added Bear with me. I'm just gonna take a phone call. Let me bring you the Nnamdi Kanu song again. Apologies, just a quick phone call. Hello?
Nnamdi win the war. By thunder, son, by
Oh, you
thunder,
found somebody.
by thunder, three. Nnamdi win the war. By thunder, son, by thunder, two. By thunder, three.
Okay, so apologies for that. Just a phone call came in that I quickly had to take. So back to Kemi Olunloyo and what she, excuse me, back to Kemi Olunloyo and what she. Pardon me. Let me just have a sip of. So back to Kemi Olunloyo and what she has to say regarding Nnamdi Kanu and his Britishness. According to Kemi via her Facebook, Nnamdi Kanu is likely to lose his British citizenship due to his several attempts to destabilize a Commonwealth country. She also added that he had not been able to travel to the United States as his British passport has been banned from use to travel into America. So this is Kemi's post below. So it says, read her post below. Breaking news one, Nnamdi Kanu is 95% likely to lose his British citizenship due to several attempts due to several attempts to destabilize a Commonwealth country. Instead of fighting Buhari face to face, he chickens out, calling for the British Home Office. Now those ones want to get rid of him from their diplomatic baggage. So that was the first breaking news. And this is her second breaking news, Kemi Olunloyo. The United States State Department is reportedly placing Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB counterparts on a no-fly list. They cannot fly into the United States. IPOB boys are denied visa entry, and Kanu's British passport banned from use to travel into America. Continue worshipping your leader who will ultimately destroy you. So those are the words of Kemi Olunloyo. And Kemi Olunloyo, of course, somebody you take seriously in the one breath and treat with disregard in another breath because it's not entirely the full ticket, but in often instances she has made pronouncements into the space and that pronouncement has come to pass. So yin and yang, Kemi Olunloyo, those are her words. What are yours? So Kemi speaks to the space. So now you come then counter or agree with what she has to say. Another person speaking, Pastor Giwa. Pastor Giwa reveals why pastors hated TB Joshua. A controversial figure, no matter how you look at him. TB Joshua, of course, either you're a fan or you're not a fan. I don't like the word hater. So either you're a fan or not a fan of his. The one thing everybody concedes is that TB Joshua is a controversial figure. So to that controversy, Pastor Giwa reveals why pastors hated TB Joshua. So now let's now find out exactly what is being unveiled here. The founder of Awaiting the Second Coming of Christ Ministry, Adewale Giwa, has revealed why top pastors in Nigeria hated the late founder of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, SCOAN, Temitope Balogun Joshua, also known as TB Joshua. According to Pastor Giwa, these pastors hated Joshua because he refused to join their league. So here is Pastor Giwa's full detailing of that assertion. When he was alive, Prophet TB Joshua was surrounded by friends than enemies. Even in death, the prophet still had more friends than enemies. Those celebrating him after death are more than those who are criticizing him. He had come, seen, and conquered. He had money to buy more than 10 private jets, but he never bought one. Prophet Joshua could afford to build private universities across Nigeria and the world, but he did not have one. They hated him because he refused to join their caucus or leagues. Maybe if he had succumbed and did what they wanted him to do, they would have honored him as one of them. A man who never had a spiritual father but suddenly rose to fame. He never thought of opening another branch of his church in America, London, or anywhere in the world aside the one in Ikontun Egbe in Lagos, Nigeria. TB Joshua had a humble and submissive heart. God doesn't look at the outward appearance, but looks at the heart. No matter how powerful or strong you are, death is inevitable, and if God is for you, who can be against you? Chris Brown arrested. Okay, no, this tails into another story. So that is essentially what this guy has to say with regards to TB Joshua. So that is the position. What is your position? Pardon me. So now we go on to the third, perhaps final story. I might well bring you one more, but let's go on to this one first, just to fulfill what I've advertised as the talking points. So 2023, PDP may counter Southern governors on zoning, throw presidential ticket open. So to the PDP, as the clamor for the emergence of a Southerner as the president in 2023 continues to generate comments, there are indications that the main opposition party, the People's Democratic Party, may throw the contest open to all Nigerians, irrespective of their zones. This comes days after the Southern governors, the Southern state governors on Monday met in Lagos and agreed that the successor to the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired, should come from the region. The 17 Southern governors in attendance, who belong to different political parties, also deliberated on insecurity, constitution amendment, the petroleum industry bill, and anti-open grazing law in all member states. Similarly, the members of the House of Representatives from the southern regions of the country adopted the resolutions by the Southern Governors Forum on issues, including the rotation of the presidency in 2023. The lawmakers, said members of the House from the 17 southern states, unanimously and unequivocally endorsed the patriotic resolution of the SGF, which is the Southern, that's now the new acronym for the Southern Governors Forum, of the SGF on the resolve that the next president of Nigeria should emerge from the southern region. However, multiple sources amongst the members of the National Working Committee of the PDP told correspondents that the decision to also zone would be left to the National Executive Committee of the party. The source also explained that it would be too early to arrive at which the source also explained that it will be too early to arrive at which zone would produce the party's presidential standard bearer now, when the race had yet to be declared open. However, they stated that it would be wrong for an opposition party to zone its ticket, saying the party would have to look at some variables and other strategies that could make it win the election in 2023. They pointed out that of the 16 years of PDP in power, Southerners were president for about 14 years. One of the sources noted that the PDP had to take many things into consideration. The first being that the party was not in power. According to the PDP chieftain, the party must therefore think about many things before giving out its ticket for 2023. The source said, recall that we, the PDP, were in power for 16 years. Out of that 16 years, former President Olusegun Obasanjo was in power for 8 years. He handed over to President Umar Yar'Adua in 2007. Unfortunately, the former governor of Katsina State died in May 2010. That was when his deputy, Goodluck Jonathan, was sworn in as president. Jonathan was re-elected president and was in power till 2015, when he was defeated by the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Muhammadu Buhari. So you will see that the PDP has produced more Southerners as presidents. Let me also say that as sound as this argument is, it is not the final say because the NEC would have to decide. But the fact still remains that no political party would want to field a weak candidate against a strong opponent, and no political party would also want to marginalize other areas and concentrate power at a particular area. The NWC member argued that no single zone could single-handedly produce the president. The North will need the South also needs the North. You need to recall the number of years President Buhari had contested the presidential election before the Southerners, especially the Southwest, embraced him in 2015 and gave him their votes. Another top source stated that the Southern governors needed to have gone to their political parties to convince them of the need to zone the ticket to the southern part of the country, adding that their approach could be misinterpreted as ganging up against another zone. I think the governors in the south should sell their idea to their colleagues from the north, and then we will take it up from there, the source added. It was learned that apart from a former vice president, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Governor Aminu Tambuwal had also indicated to his close friends his desire to run for the presidency in 2023. Tambuwal, a former Speaker of the House of Representatives, was amongst other aspirants that were defeated by Atiku at the PDP convention in 2018. No Southerner in the party has shown interest in the 2023 presidential race so far. Correspondents gathered that a former governor of Anambra State, Mr. Peter Obi, who was a running mate to Atiku in 2019, had yet to indicate if he would run for president in 2023. It was also unclear whether the governor of Rivers State, Yemson Wike, will be throwing his hat into the ring. Wike was, however, a die-hard supporter of Tambuwal during the 2018 race for the presidential ticket of the PDP. It will be difficult for us to impose candidates on the southern part of the country if there is no aspirant there who is willing to contest, another source said. When contacted, the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Kola Ologbondiyan, in a telephone interview, said the party had yet to take a position on the issue of a possible Southern presidential candidate in the 2023 election. Ologbondiyan said, currently, the party has not yet taken a position, but the conversation has started with our leaders. Usually, that is how the conversation will start until it crystallizes. As some of the leaders of the party are speaking, a discussion had been opened in the public space, but it is not yet before the party. Meanwhile, the caretaker extraordinary convention planning committee of the ruling All Progressive Congress has decided not to speak on the contentious issue of zoning. It was also gathered that the party's leadership had decided to leave the decision to members of the party's NWC to be elected at its national convention, whose date has yet to be fixed. So, the governor of Ondo State, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu SAN, read the communique of the Southern governors after their meeting. Akeredolu, a member of the APC, is the chairman, Southern Governors Forum. It was gathered that because the issue of rotation was believed to be sensitive, the party's leadership was being careful about how to handle it. The acting national secretary of the party, Senator John I'm not going to attempt his last name, told our correspondent that the caretaker committee was planning a national convention and that the issue of rotational presidency was not part of the committee's assignment. We are planning a convention and the issue of rotational presidency is not part of our mandate. Wait until after the convention, he said in response to an inquiry by correspondents. In a related development, the Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello has said that the concept of rotational presidency is no longer feasible because Nigerians are now yearning for visionary leadership more than ever before. He said even if the issue of zoning was being considered, the North Central region had been marginalized in the scheme of things. Bear with me. He goes on to give us Yaya Bello's take, which I think we dealt with yesterday. But let me just bring it to you just for the purposes of the totality of the space. Bello spoke at the first annual GYB seminar in Abuja on Friday. He challenged proponents of rotational presidency to show the world which part of the Nigerian constitution or the constitution of the APC supports rotation. Bello said, I have always asked this question. There has been power rotation, so to speak, from the PDP almost all this while. And what has been our result between then and now? If zoning will resolve our problem as at the time, President Olusegun Obasanjo was president 2 times, all the problems of the South should have been solved. As at the time President Musa Yar'Adua was of blessed memory came on board, the whole problem of the North should have been solved. Or when it returned to the South-South, the problem of the River Rhine Delta or of the whole of the South should have been solved. Now we have President Muhammadu Buhari, and it is expected that the problem of the North should be solved. I am not saying these various leaders have not tried their best. They have tried their best within the circumstances they found themselves in office, or the situation of things at those times, and what Mr. President is doing today. For crying out loud, he is at his best practice. He is at his best practice. I'm not quite sure what he means by that. When we are talking about democracy, it is about free choice and it is about numbers. Let the majority be allowed the free will to choose who they want. Let political parties not limit Nigerians to who they want to elect into office. When you look at it, I think it is unconstitutional. Not in our constitution, APC, and it is not there in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999. As amended, we cannot be picking and choosing when it suits us. So on and on it goes. Let me just give you the last 2 paragraphs of this piece. A 2-time member of the House of Representatives in Kogi State, Sunday Karimi, has said the North should produce the president in 2023. The lawmaker argued that the South had a total of 14 years in power, whilst the North would complete 10 years in 2023. He added that for the sake of equity, the next president should emerge from another geopolitical zone in the North, preferably the North Central. So he points in the direction of Yaya Bello as well. Ajanle Koko, are you pointing in the direction of Yaya Bello? Good to see you, Ovie. Good to see you. So to the narrative, Kemi OLUNLOYO is bringing us the news that they're in the process of revoking Nnamdi Kanu's British citizenship. Pastor GIWA is telling us that other pastors are jealous of TB Joshua because he refused to join in their mago wayo ways of private jets and Instagram babes. PDP are just dismissing out of hand this concept of power transiting back to the south. So that is what we're looking at essentially. Ajanle Koko, to you.
Hey, good morning or good afternoon, one man.
Wagwan.
Hey, Ovie, how are you? Ovie is still sleeping.
Mo wà pa.
It needs kickstarting. Ovie reminds me of my father's old 404. You have to push it down the road to jack it up. So Ovie is kickstarting. But to you, Ajanle Koko. Ovie, good to see you. Ajanle Koko to you.
Same here.
Hey, that lady, I don't know where she's getting her information from. I don't know the source of her what she's telling us.
Do you know who she is? Kemi OLUNLOYO?
Oh, yeah. I know
Yeah,
her.
she's the daughter of the former Oyo State governor, a lady of, if they say controversy, that almost certainly is her middle name. She's forever fighting with Davido and people half her age. And she has, of course, uh, she has a history, let me put it this way, of mental distress. But nevertheless, sometimes she speaks into the space and you find reason and logic in what she has to say. She almost soothsays to the future because she seems to have some sources. In some instances, 95% possibility of Nnamdi Kanu's British citizenship being revoked. Kemi OLUNLOYO, Ajanle Koko.
She's a very unstable lady, as far as I'm concerned. So I'm not taking what she's saying serious. I'm not taking it serious. And we know how things is run in the Western world. What has Kanu done to the British? What has he done wrong to the British authority that we warrant them to revoke his citizenship? That is what we have to.
What she's saying in her piece is that he is constituting a nuisance to essentially a Commonwealth country, and she's seeking the breakup of a state that is part of the British mass, the British sphere of influence. She's even gone as far as to state that the Americans have put him on a no entry list. So she's made a lot of comments, but the veracity of it is subject to how generous you are feeling towards her.
Well, why didn't she say anything? Why didn't she come out with that story before now? Why now when Nnamdi is
no, because it's a circumstance that has since evolved into the space. It's not something that it's not something that's always been the case. It's something that has evolved off the back of the present goings on. This is what she is saying.
I don't take her story serious. She's just like she just want to come on the hair, and just
tapping into the luster of the publicity.
Yeah, just trying to generate some publicity that doesn't make sense. So, and she's very unstable. Like
these are her words. She says, breaking story. There's two elements. So, breaking story number one: Nnamdi Kanu is 95% likely to lose his British citizenship due to several attempts to destabilize a Commonwealth country. So that is what she's saying. She's predicating that upon the reason that she's giving. Lose his British citizenship due to several attempts to destabilize a Commonwealth country. And then the second breaking news that she's giving, the United States State Department is reportedly placing Kanu and IPOB members on a no-fly list. So a no-entry tag to Nnamdi Kanu by the Americans. This is what she is saying. But as you said, her cranial balance is subject to how she woke up in the morning. So we don't know if it's proper talking or is this coin as they say in her head. Is this coin? Is this coin speaking?
Coin speaking, yeah. And bipolar is the problem.
Yeah, it is
Now,
bipolar. Yeah.
yeah, that's the problem because
Which she has self-admitted, so it's not like we
yeah,
are casting aspersions.
yeah. In America, we have a lot of IPOB members that I believe they fly around from one state to the other. And we never had
How do
any
you know they
report.
are IPOB members?
No, what I'm saying, what I'm saying is that, I mean, you cannot rule that out.
No, how do you
If you
know
want to,
that you have the how are you able to identify somebody as an IPOB member? Because you are saying in America you have a lot of IPOB members.
let me tell you, every Igbo man is a potential
Yeah, you
IPO.
see, I knew that was what you were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
You know, but I wanted you
Every
to say it in your own words. Not all Igbo
Yes,
people are IPOB members, surely.
yeah,
You know that.
yeah. What I'm saying, every Igbo person is a potential IPOP member. If you and we saw what happened when Kanu told them, "Don't go out. Let us celebrate, sit at home," and nobody went out. Nobody opened shop. So, and just as Yorubas as well, majority of Yoruba people are supporting Yoruba nation, particularly those of us in abroad, those of us in Western world. The same goes with the Igbos. You understand what I'm saying? And they fly from one place to the other in America, and we have not had any report that, oh, this IPOB member have been detained because it's a security threat. It's been placed under, a security threat of no flying threat. So that our story is totally questionable, and I don't want to see it as anything serious at all. It's just garbage.
Okay. You treat that with disregard, but are you treating the PDP position regarding zoning the presidency to the south? Are you treating that with disregard?
Oh yes, that is the source of that information. I want to see it as unreliable because PDP has in their constitution to rotate presidency between the north and south. So until the working committee sit down and revoke or cancel that
I'm not sure that is a
election.
constitutional matter, but even if that was, a PDP constitutional matter, but even if that was a PDP constitutional matter, then for consistency with that constitution, the PDP last had a southern president. So by their constitution, they should zone it to the north because, of course, good luck, Jonathan.
No, they already zoned it to the north. The last time Atiku contested, and he lost the slot. He lost that chance. So that one is gone. So he has to come to the south. That's the way it
Okay,
works out in
what
their
about
constitution.
what about their argument though that if they limit themselves to just one region of the country and their main opposition looks at the whole expanse of the country, they might well be putting up a weakened candidate against the stronger candidates. They might well be disadvantaging themselves by that restriction that they place on themselves.
That's a basement. That's a baseless argument.
Mm.
So are you trying to tell me, or are they trying to tell us that if it's zoned to the south now, we can't find a very credible or very
But
strong
that is
candidate?
what they are saying. They are saying there are no indications, even from the south, within the PDP space, to step forward. Even Peter Obi, who ran with Atiku just the last round, he has not indicated a tilt towards the presidency, almost even waiting to be begged. And they cannot find any other name. They're talking about Atiku and Wike, essentially, neither of which have really indicated a tilt. The only tilts they've had actually is from Atiku and Tambuwal. So northern people have indicated interest, but no southerner in the PDP so far.
Uh, in the South, we have political instability going on here now in the Southeast and in the Southwest due to the agitation for separate nation out of Nigeria, Yoruba nation, Biafra nation. So who is going to be campaigning in that kind of unpeaceful political atmosphere? So there must be peace, there must be stability before somebody that want to contest for position of president can, show his intention and start moving around. It's not safe to move around. Are you going to start campaign when you have insecurity all over the place, when you can be kidnapped and be killed? Where you can be kidnapped when you are going from one state to the other? Where is it that is safe now?
No, it's not
Traveling
just
by road.
campaign. It's a show of interest. There's no show of interest from a
Look,
southerner in the PDP.
Let me tell you,
The only
the
show of
moment
interest we have Fayemi, what is his name, the Lagos thief and whatnot. All those ones in the APC, but no indication, no show of interest from a southern PDP candidate or member.
Even those ones you mentioned, they have not came out and.
Well, essentially they have. If we are saying campaigning already in Kano, say Jagaban, rice or bag of rice and Ashoebi.
Well, has it declared his intention?
Is that not a declaration?
No,
there's no activity in PDP.
That is just a political maneuvering. But declaring.
Yes, but where's the maneuver?
Look at
name one PDP southerner.
Look, declaring intention for that position is one thing. Making that political maneuvering, going around, trying to,
sensitize people to the idea.
That's politics, that's a different thing. But, the moment you declare your intention, the job have to start right away. You have to start your campaign.
Adale Koko, name a PDP southerner that carries the weight to, to straddle that space.
My position is that. My position is that if we have to pick a candidate in the southern part of Nigeria,
narrow it to PDP.
Narrow to PDP, I believe it should be southeast. You understand what I'm saying? Because they are the only one in the southern Nigeria that have not produced presidents for that country. So I support the Igbo producing that president. So, and in that space, my candidate is Peter Obi. And like I told you, the insecurity is not good for anybody in the Southeast to declare intention and start moving around. It's dangerous. You could be targeted, you'll be killed. The situation is not, security situation there is bad now. So if we don't have a good security in place in Nigeria, how do you want to run your campaign? Because running a campaign means that you have to go from one place to the other. You have to go to all corners and crannies of the country, placating for people's vote. How do you do it now? So all this 2023 we are talking about, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. You have to move around with convoy of vehicle in the daytime, not in the night. But who can travel? Even within Yoruba land, moving from one state to the other, people cannot travel anymore. So, my brother, it is the situation there as per security is very dangerous for any politician right now to start moving around. Very dangerous. So if this administration cannot take care of the situation, of the security situation first, our democracy is.
But if somebody that is not even brave enough to campaign is not then worthy of that tilt towards the presidency, surely if you are too cowardly to even put your head above the parapet, then really maybe just sit at home and continue to soak your gari.
This man has his agenda he liked the way the situation is going. He wanted to continue like that so that he can have his way, he can rig his way through and impose his candidate on us.
Oh,
That
okay.
is the fact.
Ajale Koko, let's go to Christendom and speak to that space. The only real recurring news within that space in Nigeria, Nigerian Christendom, TB Joshua, of course, recently laid to rest. Not a lot of the people at his level of functioning within that space turned up. So it wasn't like a get together of the general overseers. Barely anybody. The only person of note that actually saw there was the governor of Ondo State, who went there to eulogize about Joshua and his contributions to his electoral career, but his political career. But Pastor GIWA comes out to speak to the space and to say that TB Joshua was essentially hated because he did not party along with how the general Nigerian CEO of church business, how they normally, the private jets and the bling bling lifestyle and the Instagram babes, and so all that lifestyle that they live, he did not buy into it and is resented for that. So Pastor Giwa on TB Joshua Ajande Koko.
It's a shame on them for not showing up to pay the last respect for that guy. It's a shame on them. We Yoruba have a say that Banija kì í ṣe bí Kaku. Yeah, meaning that if you are fighting with somebody, it doesn't mean that you want that person to die. So you may disagree with somebody, but that disagreement doesn't mean that you want that person to die or you wish that person death. So for people at that religious leader, the religious leaders that cannot use their wisdom and what the Bible preaches in their conduct, I mean, it's very shameful. I mean, showing up and pay what are they going to lose doing that?
Not only is that the case, it looks as though even in death, they are still attacking this guy, Chris Okoti, of course, via Twitter. What is his name? Chris Oyakilome, via competing with his funeral with a epic, healing event. So even in his death, they are still looking to kick him.
Yeah, it's just sad that you see people that preaches they say they're preaching love, they're preaching what do you call it? They're preaching salvation, and you see them acting this way. Jesus Christ, even love doesn't. Jesus Christ love everybody. He showed love to everybody. There was this what do they call this harlot, or what do they call that was trying to meet with Jesus, and people were saying, oh, this harlot, and he told them that who among you that is not a sinner? Everybody is a sinner. So if they sees this guy as a sinner or a person they don't like, why he was alive, but this guy is dead, I mean, giving last respect to a deceased is not a big deal. I mean, it should be clear to everybody, but our people, that hatred in the heart.
It's just the wildness. It's just anything for money and attention in Nigeria. It's just any, and there are no-go areas in Nigeria anymore.
Yes.
Not even regard for death, or that even that finality of death is still something that they battle and commercialize.
I cannot understand it, and I really want to commend that pastor that stated all the reason why they were not there.
Yes,
So,
I never knew him, but certainly is a new name to me. Pastor Giwa, his name is.
Yeah, I really praise him for coming out and stated all that reason, and I believe that is the reasons why they didn't show up. And all we just need to say is just a shame on them. They are not God. They are not. They don't have love of their fellow human being in their heart. People, religious leaders, people that say they are men of God, don't have love of their fellow human being in their heart. Even they hate him, even in death. They still hate this guy. What for?
That
Has he
is the
not done
Nigerian way.
anything good? Has he not? What is all? What is
But
religious
that's the
about?
problem, though. He has done too much good. This guy in his piece, I'm sure you heard me read it out. He said this TB Joshua, he had, because he's richer than most of them, he could have bought 10 private jets, but he did not buy one. He could have built churches in every country known to man, but he only had one. He could have done all their private university business, but he did not do any. He was just giving his money out. Akeredolu was at this guy's funeral telling everybody how TB Joshua was a major financier of his political career. Akeredolu, the man at the lead front of the southern agitation at the moment. Sanwo-Olu made commentaries. So big names, that are coming out, and all we hear, rim after rim after rim of do good actions of this guy that will just help people without too much publicity. But what we hear from the other side is Pastor Suleiman telling us that C19 has been good for his business. He's bought another private jet making four. And then we hear stories of him going to Canada to go and insert Stephanie Otobo from the back entrance, all this. So on that side, you have that sort of behavior, but on his side, you have just a calm and a steady man.
You see, this guy has been good to humanity. He has done a lot of good things to people. It's a philanthropical gesture. Is one of the best you can talk about. It gives people scholarship. It pay widows on a monthly basis, and he have all these beggars that he take. There are sometimes that guy will take food trailers, like hundreds of trailers of rice, and we take it to the north to give it to beggars and people. So he give cash to disables. He has organization that take care of disabled. He got houses for them. He did everything. And is that not what Jesus Christ preaches about? But these leaders, these religious leaders, Nigerians are gullible people, and they cannot see right. Is this what they have done to this man shows that they don't have the love of their fellow human being in their heart.
All right.
And
thank you.
I'm happy that Akeredolu came out and told the world that this is a major financier of my campaign. Everybody used to think that maybe it was Tinubu that was financing his campaign or something like that. But he revealed to the world is the major. Even the same thing with Dele Momodu. Dele Momodu visited him. He said, "This man make impact in my life." He said there was a time when he was just starting his Ovation magazine. He ordered for some thousands of copies. And each, maybe by then, maybe like 600 naira or so. He said he ordered for like maybe 5,000 or 1,005 copies. I can't remember, maybe 5,000 copies. And he said,
okay.
Yeah, this is money.
But very lost do good.
But at the end of the day, do you know what this man took? He took just only 10 copies from him and paid for that 5,000 copies.
Yes, it's essentially just supporting his business. That's all he was doing.
Momodu said that helped him a lot. That expand his business. He said that's a free money. He said, and that is not the first time. He said he did that like 3 times for him. So what are we talking about? Let's forget about those religious leaders, guys.
All right. Thank you, Ajale Koko. Stay with us.
Okay.
Ovie, we see you. Victor, I see you. But Ovie, I see you. So in the order that people turned up, Well, Ovie, to you, so you know the space. Kemi Olunloyo is coming out to inform us that British no more very soon for Nnamdi Kanu as he continues its sojourn with the DSS in Abuja. So this is what Kemi is saying, but what veracity to that? Pastor Giwa are telling us the reasons why TB Joshua is hated, and the PDP virtually dismissing this communique, this request, demand from the southern governors for power to transit to the south. They are dismissing it out of hand. So, Ovie, good to see you.
Yeah, same here. That of Kano, I don't think that is a big deal. I don't think Kano will will have a sleepless night because of that. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Kano is a world citizen. He has succeeded in putting himself in that
But do you
category.
not think
So,
that Britishness affords him a level of protection?
I
You
mean,
don't feel
as
that the
as I
Britishness
said,
affords him a
it's
level of
I
protection?
don't think yeah, I don't think it's a big deal to him. Kanu problem is not citizenship of any nation, anywhere, if not Biafra. I don't think anything with citizen. I mean, citizen of any country it's above that level. I don't think it's not should be it should not be a big deal. They just as again they are just finding a way to dilute just to assassinate his character for those that are
Well,
still
and you
hanging
have
on
to
the
look at the
fence.
source as well. Kemi Olunloyo, a
I
bit of a
mean,
yin and yang sort of a character, because she
exactly.
herself
I'm
self-confessed bipolar. So we have
yeah.
to put that into the
I
mix.
mean, but she still has followers. People, whether
Yeah,
take her
because
serious or
sometimes
not,
when
people
she
listen
says
to her.
something, just almost immediately 2 days later, you see that thing play out. So
Oh
she
yeah,
has
I mean,
that, she has sources, but then
she
sometimes most instances she'll say something and it's just the pits of rubbish. You've not she says a lot of rubbish, but in the midst of that rubbish, she comes out with these gems every so often. So off the
I
back of that, that is why people follow her and pay attention to what she says.
as someone who don't believe in who don't believe that they are conspiracy theories, nor I don't believe they are coincidences. So I listen to those kind of people with with, as much as I listen to every other person, and it's just for me to put one or two together and know where it's coming from, how serious it is, and all that. Yeah, I will. But as I said again, it's not. It's not. I don't think even Kwame himself, I don't think it will be. It will break a sweat
It'll
for
be too
that.
perturbed by it. Oh,
It's not.
okay.
I don't pass that level. I don't know. I know be. No be citizen of any country be problem now as it is.
A citizen of no mean city. So a citizen
Yeah.
of no mean city, but the PDP they are saying,
I mean,
forget.
again, in a world whereby we are, as I always say, we are gradually shifting to individual sovereignty. Who cares about this other nation anyway? 10, 15 to 20 years from now, say, if you
But
be
can you
able
not
to go
see
to
that he's
America or London, you'll be
essentially
crazy.
pinning all his hope on that passport? All his
No, I
hope.
don't. No, no, no,
Is that not where they are doing all they are fighting from via
no.
that passport?
Without Britain, Kanu can afford
No,
to.
but no, his fight at the moment, they are fighting it under that passport.
What do you mean? They are fight as
His
in.
lawyers, everybody, they are saying his Britishness should come into play. They are going to the High Commission. They are writing to the Home
As far as I'm
Office. They
concerned,
are
sef, at
forcing
this point
discussion
is
in the British Parliament. So they are fighting their fight for his liberation under that passport.
as far as I'm concerned, those people say they are more of a cost to him than help because
Really, really,
yes, at this point they
really.
are just
They've
using him
afforded
to
him
play
protection
their.
since he left
They
Nigeria.
are
You can't
just
say
using
that.
him to support the cushion their own political career. No be politicians, and no man, no be noise they go
Okay, well,
make.
I don't know why you are saying
You
that, but I
that is
just
how they
agree.
build their how the our Western politicians they get their own credibility. How did they build their own? How did wetin they did they campaign? Now all these kind of things now.
Look, let me tell
That's the
you,
same thing we show when all
they
those
would rather
senators they come out they blah blah. I was like, go and sit down.
let me tell you, the British would rather not have to contend with Nnamdi Kanu because he disrupts business for them. They have a lot of activities in Nigeria, but then they have a human rights reputation. They would rather that
I,
Nnamdi Kanu was not something they had to consider because They have to weigh that their human rights are thrust against how it's costing them in a business. So it's more of a nuisance
One
to them
man,
than anything
one
else. If you
man.
want to,
Yes, I agree with you, but for the fact that it even has to do with human rights, now all those politicians go carry am for head, just dey use am dey campaign for their own political career. Not necessarily they go fit do
of
anything.
course,
What
I
can they
mean,
do?
of course.
So they are just capitalizing, they are happy in a way to say yes, they jump on and we will see it, we will talk to you. Forget it, also no mean they are just helping their own self. So
Okay, let's go to
it's not
PDP. Although we are talking about something from Kemi OLUNLOYO, so we have to put that proviso there that even what veracity does this have? But just as an academic exercise, so we just explore that as just theorizing. But we are not theorizing in this instance as we go to the PDP. They are disregarding this thing now that has been put out as a demand by the southern governors, and they've stated their reasons. Does that chime with you? Do they chime with you? The reasons of it.
you know, when I say tomorrow you go say my points na 80%. Now wetin I do, I say all those guys they be clown. They are just see. I think at this point, if we never see realize that now we the masses be the problem, then we have a long way to go. PDP, APC, they are all Nigerians. The so-called credible people, where a lot of us allude to, they belong to all these parties. But we, the masses, have not given them reason to future this potential where they believe they will make things happen. We haven't given them any reason. Politics now is a game of power. No sense where you are coming from, who you are. Those that have the money to produce these men, they look at. I always say there's a correlation between electability and campaign money. And campaign money, go look at where the vote, who has the potential to gather the real votes wey go count. Now so then they look at no be we can only wish if we are not deliberately get involved, be consciously involved, know how these people they move. We go see they go see the right on us. PDP, Southern PDP governor, PDP governor, APC, they all come down together. They play with our intelligence, play with our emotion for their own political game, because as I said, come 2023, 60 to 70% of those clowns will still be in the next administration, regardless of who comes to power. That's what they are for. Not necessarily PDP knows the southern governor when they come together, so they know they agree. They know within themselves, say they deceive themselves. PDP as a party, they know say they no fit give any that ticket to any other person for southern. He has to go to the north.
They don't know that. Why do you always see? This is why I always say
within themselves.
This is why I always say you get
now
20%
okay,
and then you falter. They don't know any such thing, and they have not said any such thing. They are saying that they are going to look to political expediency and not to the demand. No, you have to listen.
See, one man. Listen, allow me now. No be me talk am.
No.
That is see.
80% right there. When I say 80%, that is like 80% point.
One man. I know what I said. Now me talk am. You understand? You can disagree. Listen, you can disagree with me. Fine, but I go tell me see them who be PDP now? Are they aliens? No, people get them. It's a personal people investment in the PDP. It's not me and you. How many of my money in the PDP? How many of me and your money dey inside PDP?
Shall I tell you what they are saying?
That is what they want. That's what I don't care what they are telling us. Right. I don't listen to what they are saying. No.
Okay.
I listen to the underground noise and kurukere movement. That's what I'm after. That my own calculation be that. They can come out and say whatever they say. They're politicians. They want to say, of course, they will. I always talk and say when they say something, our reaction and the main reaction, that's what they are looking out for. Regardless of how stupid or how classy the statement is, they know what they are saying. So I know they follow what they are saying. I go on beneath them. Now people get PDP now. Now me and you get that. I mean, how much we get this PDP? PDP is funded with billions of naira. Me and you know they won't tell me say, okay, they'll consider they don't know who they will put their investment on. Of course they know.
Okay. Those are
They know.
your
I mean,
thoughts.
they don't.
Those are
Even
your
they tell
thoughts.
you indirectly
What they
that
are
Southern.
saying.
No, they are telling you indirectly that fine. Their own constitution, PDP has that rotation policy in their constitution. But again, they tell you out of the 16 years they rule, 14 years of that rule now Southern people. And you now see me Southern when they see sit down, when they see can and give them again. How they want to win?
That is your interpretation. Shall I tell you the
Yes.
interpretation? Not my interpretation, but the interpretation. The interpretation of what they are saying is that they are going to play their politics to expediency. What they are going to do is to wait for APC to run their convention, and whoever APC comes up with as their presidential candidate, they are going to match it like for like. If the APC comes up with a southern candidate, then they will zone it to the south, because then it is south versus south. But then, of course, they don't have a strong southern person within the PDP. So that is what they are saying. But
Okay.
what they are saying is that they are not going to limit themselves off the back of the pronouncement of those southern governors to then end up with a weaker candidate against a strong candidate. So essentially, all that tells you in the round is that they are going to wait for the APC to run their convention and then match whoever they come up with as a candidate. That is the reading of it. I don't
So
know what you
yes,
are talking about.
I'm
And
not.
that is why
I
I always
am.
say you get to 80%.
It's not. Is it a must? I have to accept what they are telling me.
No, you don't have to accept
Exactly.
it.
So
You
you
have to read between the lines.
no, they see. I no feel easy for myself. I go school now. I go the normal school where they go. I go secondary school, I finish. I go university for here, I finish. So I feel reason, I feel comprehend. That is your point.
You can comprehend.
Anything wey dem tell me, Nnamdi Yoruba go say mo ti gbọ́ àmọ́ mi ò gbà o. Abi, I heard what they say. That's fine. It's not for me to say, okay, this is what they say. For me to dissect it, put one or two things together, and make my own conclusion. And I'm allowed to be wrong. I'm a human being. So that's what they are saying. This is what I am saying. PDP don't have the luxury to wait for APC to do their convention first. Now me they talk that one. They no feel wait. So then go first do their convention. They can't. They don't have that luxury. You understand? So whether they like it or not, the two big weights with the PDP, Nasi Atiku and the man from Zikasina Bisokoto, Aminu Tambawa.
Yeah.
And that is where you they see say Wike they get muscle, they carry the whole thing for her because now we are in TK, now alliance they be that. You understand? Then they have to carry the southeast. Now then go first do convention first before PDP go do their own, before APC go do their own. And now and again, another thing where you know they look, what they are not telling you. And I keep saying here every day, by the time you analyze the physical votes, Northerners get the largest share. Again now, if you read two newspapers today, the Fulanis are already claiming they have 17 million votes. They are already claiming, oh, nobody go challenge them, nobody go say make them prove them, and it will stand. You understand? So the Southerner know all these things. They feel we feel permutate, we feel analyze, describe, say this person get PhD, get this. But Moku carry that energy, go say cast the vote for this same person. We know like am.
When they are saying and I'm going by what you are saying because I've not yet come across that news. But when they are saying they have these 17 million votes, what do you think that is predicated upon? What are they basing that on?
What are they basing that on? And come election day, they go tell you say the Fulani give them 11 million votes.
Shall I tell you what they are basing that on?
What?
They are basing that on registered voters.
Oh, that I mean, of course, but they are they not putting it. That's what I'm saying now. Nobody, no region they come out, they challenge them, make them bring the record come out, how they take come out, have that one.
No, registered voters are registered voters now. It's a matter of public record.
So I feel just come out now. I feel say, okay, my member of my community are 2 million. Based on I feel back and up with registered card, no be Nigeria. But not by that one. There's a way. See,
right.
listen, that's my problem with our own side. And we keep claim that we are educated, we smart. We know we can't approach these people. Allow me finish. Please. Can you allow me finish?
Voter mean? You mean registered voters is just somebody coming out to say registered voters? Registered voters is voters that are registered. Do you understand?
Why are you keep repeating yourself as if I don't know what you are saying? I say, if you listen to it, just listen. Don't be no they interrupt me. Just listen. I said listen. In that statement, I still said that Nigeria we dey. Anything is possible. You understand? So that statement, then you understand what I mean. You understand? So these people, when they come out, they make vulgar statement like that, and where the Allah is slide, and they wonder how they take get so amount of numbers when the election result come out. So before you no interrupt me again, what I'm trying to say, with the claims,
interrupt you because you are just glazing over a fallacy. You are trying to what are you talking about? You are talking about registered voters, and you are saying they will just come up with. Those numbers are registered with INEC.
I have not disagreed with you now. Did I say you are lying? I agree with you now.
Yes.
I don't disagree with you now, one man. I didn't say you are lying. I didn't say you are wrong.
You say they will just come up with numbers and we just agree. No, they will not just come up with numbers and we'll just agree it. Those numbers are registered voters.
One man. Did I say you are wrong?
No, but you are wrong. Is what
allow me to do my own analysis now. I'm not at the end of the day, tomorrow if my permutation they way out of line, you say, hey, you are wrong. I go and say yes. But allow me be wrong first. Just allow me to be wrong for once. We the Southern people, they claim we are educated. We don't, especially the Yoruba people say, we don't approach violence with violence. We do everything educationally. Now this is the time for you to come and put your education at play. Challenge everything. Make sure say them bring record to play. They should display the voters card where they say they should display them now. Not be secret. It's not a secret by casting vote yet. These are the challenges we would expect for intelligent people, but we no go do them. Would they come and say presidential election, president may come to decide, president comes to decide, as if now by that one they win produce a president.
Just for reasons of time, and so that we can get to Victor before we lose him, just go to the TB Joshua space quickly and just speak to that space. Pastor GIWA giving us reasons why TB Joshua is hated among.
What are the reasons?
Well, he's saying that there is because he refused to join in their league, TB Joshua is probably, arguably, the top 3 wealthiest pastors in Nigeria. He doesn't own one single private jet, even though he can afford to buy 50. He doesn't own a private university, even though he can afford to build 100. He puts his money into good doing, with Akeredolu being one of the several of prominent names to come and speak at this guy's funeral, to speak to how this guy has affected and impacted significantly on his life and his career. So, because he did not join in that their bling bling lifestyle, essentially, is what Pastor GIWA is putting forward as the reason why TB Joshua is hated amongst the Christian echelon. So, do you agree with that?
I'm just, then what is your point of being a Christian if we don't appreciate forgiveness, forgive, no matter how the man, bad rich, at least person dies, visit forgive him. I expect at least all of them should send at least a delegate, a representative. If they no fit go direct themselves, they should send a representative. But again, what does it say about the followers of these men? If Wikis and Davido they fight, they go come out, they go find verse for Bible, they condemn those people. If Ogboni come out, they fight witch, they go come out. Now the same fight where those worldly people, according to them, they fight. Now this them will be men of God engaging publicly without but. As I said, I know they blame them. I admire their business IQ and their business model. I will invest in that industry. You know, anytime, any day.
Jesus Christ PLC, and in the name of the Lord Limited. Jesus
Anytime,
Christ
any day, I'll
PLC,
put my money there. It's a very
in the name
lucrative,
of publicly
very.
quoted.
Yeah.
I wonder if one of these days one of them will float themselves on the stock exchange, and you can buy shares and stocks in Jesus Christ PLC.
We are getting to that point.
Yeah, we are. That's where we
It's
are
just
going.
it's just with all this it will start in the name of investment. With all this their private investments every day, they put it into conglomerate and just say it will just do there. You know, I mean, I'll say that. I mean, I'll buy into that if it becomes. But I think that the freeze will beat them to it. That's
Yes.
the way
He knows the size, the color of a dollar, being a foreigner.
he's way ahead. He's 10 years ahead of the game.
All right. Thank you, Ovi. Let's go quickly to Victor. Victor, we see you. Thank you for waiting. So you
Yeah,
know the talking points. Kemi OLUNLOYO comes out to speak to that Nnamdi Kanu space. Of course, a recurring decimal, and everybody is tapping into the luster of that publicity. Kemi
yeah,
OLUNLOYO comes in to take her slice. The PDP are saying that they are not buying into this power shift that the southern governors are saying for reasons of political expediency. And Pastor GIWA is speaking to why the main big names in Nigerian Christendom are not did not turn up after TB Joshua's burial. Victor, good to see you.
yeah. One man. I totally agree with what Ovie said about Nnamdi Kanu's position in the world right now. You know, there are protests going on in different parts of the world, not just in the UK. It's going on in Germany, Italy, and all of that.
100,000 people in Berlin as we speak.
Yeah. So I don't think it's an issue of losing. This is not an issue of losing citizenship. All right. And
But
even
do you
if
not
this
think
man
that
dies,
Britishness? Do you not think that Britishness offers him a cloak of protection, which would not be there if it was revoked? Do you not think his passport offers him some level of protection?
well, I think it has offered the much it can offer. Now, I think
Because
it has
if they
offered.
revoke, then he reverts back to being a Nigerian, and that's the last thing he wants.
But then there is something I understand. You said sometime on this program that when somebody has gotten to a point where he feels like even if he dies, he died on the right path, that there's no need to be scared anymore. So, and if I am to say one of the people I think has gotten to that point, I think it's Nnamdi Kanu, because this is the second time he's been incarcerated in a Nigerian prison. It's not a UK prison, in a Nigerian prison. So, and most people, when after going in there, they come out, they become believers. You understand? So, I don't think, even with this level of followership, I don't think he would want to give up. So if whether he loses this thing right now or not, to me, they're not really.
Do you think he has surrendered himself to martyrdom?
No, he has often said it, that if this is the way it has to go, let it be so. And also, that is why you cannot blame him if you see him wearing a $10,000 clothes, if that is true. All right, because you cannot keep taking and taking. Sometimes you
and the Instagram babes as well. We heard that he has a penchant for Instagram babes.
If that's a lesser. That's
me only joking, by the way. But
yes, that's nothing compared to the sacrifice he's making already. So I think the story is neither here or there. And the lady herself, that the OLUNLOYO lady, I like that lady. All right, you can't even find somebody who is always in the right all the time. You know, so what we as mature people do is we all have friends and we know things I have friends that I cannot do any money business with. I have friends that I cannot come near my wife. You understand? So if you know somebody, you know how to manage him, you know. So there are things she will say, I will go by that. There are some other things she will say, I'll just keep it by the side. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't happen, it's all right. You know, she's not God. So to that space, I don't think there's really nothing to that. She let her have her say and have her followers. It's important to her. Then on the issue of PDP, yes, I agree with Ovie that PDP may not really have that luxury of time to play the weight game because they don't have the powers to change the rules right now. It is APC that set the rules because they're in power. So they may not be able to wait it out.
Do you not think whoever they give their tickets to is largely dependent on who the PDP, the APC are putting forward?
Possibly, yes. And another thing is, you know, the whole game hasn't started yet. There will still be a large wave of defections from here to there. You know, some disenchanted APC people may jump to the PDP last minute. Some people that didn't get ticket in the APC may jump to the PDP. You understand? So it is still quite early to actually say what they said is correct. They are going to wait for the trend to see how it's going. Then they know how to position themselves. Of course, they don't want to lose again this time around. So they are going to do whatever it will take to get them to win. Truth is, let us just, I don't know one man, I'm sorry.
I'll be surprised if they put forward their candidate before the APC. Because
at this point,
hold on, Ove. I'll be surprised if they put forward their candidate before APC because that would be them shooting themselves in the foot. That would be a stupid thing to do, but you know.
But you know, APC can come up with they can do their convention this evening and tomorrow is the deadline. They can do that. You understand?
So you mean the deadline from INEC?
Yes. So and now there's something I want so that I don't. One man, you're my friend. I don't want you to have a high blood pressure on this whole Nigerian situation. This is Nigeria.
This is where all my hope is.
They are trying to put in an APC member as an electoral. See, it is high time we stop. Let's just be honest with ourselves. We are not going anywhere.
That's because we are not ready.
My brother, I don't know when we will be ready.
That's it. When we are ready, we will take action.
For this time,
it is
but
unacceptable.
This is what I want to tip in.
Just to Victor, it is unacceptable for us to be still this backward in 2021. Look at what I said though. In 2021, this is still where Nigeria is. It's unacceptable.
It is the we are not.
Now you see why I was very, very angry the day Nnamdi came to be telling people get over the war. You are doing.
Nnamdi is one of my heroes. So Nnamdi is one of my heroes.
See, the one person, somebody who can change the game.
Let him land. Sorry, carry on, Victor.
So he was just positioning his blame at the wrong place. This is why I think with all these things in place, I think.
You see, Victor, I think you misunderstood him. That is the thing. Maybe because you had beef with him already, you had issues with him already. Because what I saw was that he was asking people to realign for the reality that they're dealing with at the moment. You know, that is my understanding.
Victor, if you don't mind, can I just make this point before I forget?
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let's interrupt you. Yeah.
There's one man that can turn things around. And I'm watching him closely, and this will define his legacy too.
What? This is a VS 80%. Wait for the name
this is his time to be to be the greatest, one of the greatest, not Nigerians, but Yoruba man of recent memory. Tinubu, and this is his time to test. I'm watching him. He can turn the whole thing around. But I don't know how.
By playing in which direction? What play are you expecting from him?
He has the power. I think he has the political muscle to break both party up.
Right.
Okay. But
that will yield. If he can break party up,
and create a third force.
And bring somebody, yes, that can actually. But again, the masses is again. Are we going to be in support of that move? Because that's where the problem lies. Because at the end of the day, by the time they pull on one or two chairs, we go sit down for hours. We nobody come and vote.
You see, this thing that you're saying. Let me come in, and then Victor, you come in. This thing that you're saying is all about timing, and you know that TikTok were headed towards that election. If they come out with the APC candidates in early enough time for Tinubu and the PDP to react, then they are still able to react and still form something towards the election. But if they leave it till the last minute, as Victor was suggesting earlier, then really it makes then just the time because the logistics has to still work.
These people don't move or think the way we do.
No,
now the heat is on before the end of the year. Trust me, they don't know who they go carry give us. Now the negotiation they go on permutation. If you see among the PDP as a party, the northern governors, the northern PDP governors, you see they make noise. They know they talk. They are working on the ground, trying to make sure say the ticket still remain for the northern side of the PDP. Now the permutation is going within there. That's why I say anything where they come and tell us, just reason so many ways. They just say again, PDP no fit wait till for APC to present. APC have that luxury because now then they power. They have that luxury. They are in control of everything. So again, the more PDP they waste time, the more money they burn. The money when they're supposed to the campaign, that they use and they negotiate within themselves. So that's why I say they don't have that luxury to wait that long for the PDP to come out first.
Okay.
But Tinubu can make things happen. I don't know how he can do it, but I believe if he actually change things, he will be one man that he will not ever forget in a hurry. That's if he can put his own personal ambition aside and actually work to the yearning of the people or present.
The weight of Tinubu's influence in the coming election will be him first stepping down his personal ambition. But let's hear from Victor.
And again, another thing, why didn't he?
Wait, just wait over here. Let's hear from Victor so that we can, Victor, sorry, back to you. Yeah, carry on, Victor.
Just what I was about to say. Please, let's keep an open heart to this whole thing. This is Nigeria. With the way things are happening now, I don't even think there is no hope. None. That's the truth. We can go ahead and deceive ourselves, but when things are about looking up, you can see there is no real sign that something positive is going to come out of
trauma, it's the trauma of this particular dispensation that we've been under now. It's just been so brutal and so primitive that it's traumatized the whole country. The whole country is traumatized. And you look to the future and you say, if the future is more of this.
At this time of the year, imagine trying to force this woman on us at this time of the year. Isn't that telling you that? And one thing you must know is that our government has formed a new alliance. This is why it looks like they can now stand up and be telling UK, we are a sovereign country, because they formed a new friendship with China.
With China, yes, of course. Money. And China, there's no such thing as human rights in their lexicon. I don't think there's a Chinese word for human rights.
Yeah, they don't know.
Their own thing is they just take all their resources. This is the new colonization you are seeing now. We are being recolonized.
I read somewhere, I can't remember, where somebody said that if the Chinese could survive with their Land Reform Act, that we can. You see where we are going. So this is to tell you, see, I
And
will
just on
come
that
and tell you
China
very
space
soon.
you are in,
Then
by the
to
way,
forget to talking about this place.
uh,
I can't.
Victor, just on that Chinese space that you're talking about, I'm not sure if you are noticing it or not, but you should start to notice that there are more and that you're sighting more and more Chinese people on the streets wherever you are, because this is
Yes.
the
Good.
experience right across the whole of Black Africa. They are depopulating their country and are putting them especially in all of the because they know that Africa is the wealthiest space in the world, and they know that
Exactly.
Africans are some of the dumbest people in the world. So they take
Exactly.
over places like Zambia, they take over, but the real price, as always, is a space like Nigeria. And
Yeah.
anytime you go to the airport, it's filled with Chinese people who are just streaming in and streaming
Every
in.
time.
And they are not
Every
even
time.
going to Lagos or Abuja anymore. They are going into the
Ogun
interland.
State, they are going
Yes.
to Ogun State, Ekiti State, Enugu, all those. They are going
Some
there.
guy was advertising land and he's saying it's next to a Chinese farm. This is
Uh,
in Ogun State, oh, just some rural
yeah.
settlement next to a Chinese farm. When you get to then next to
As
the
una no gree
Chinese
go
farm,
invest there now,
you
una
know.
no gree go
So
invest there.
so they're not
Somebody
even
has
there
to.
for resources
Agbara,
anymore. They're there to
Agbara,
settle
there
and to
is a
take over
new
your
Chinese
land.
market.
If you
Huh?
no gree invest, somebody has to invest there.
The truth is, this is why I tell you, if you sit down and look futuristically, you will even get tired of talking about APC and PDP because they don't. It's not making sense. It's not. See, if you ask me to tell you, from records, we can say that uh, Peter Obi is a candidate that has that ability, that intellectual ability to convert this country, at least move it, put it in the path of progress, considering the way he handled Anambra State. You know,
Okay, let me put
but
this fight. Let me put this fight to you,
yeah,
Victor. Let me put this fight to you.
yeah,
Peter Obi, presidency with Tambuwal as his vice, versus Kayode Fayemi presidency with El Rufai as his vice. So that permutation, how do you see it playing out? Kayode
well,
Fayemi as the presidential candidate of the APC with El Rufai as his vice, Peter Obi as the presidential candidate of the PDP with Tambuwal as his vice.
we are trying to compare sleep with death. That's the thing. They are not comparable. Check, because me, what I check is past performance. I'm not checking their personality or past performance. See, if I am to, I know how all the four of them had. I know how they perform, but P2B stands out. See, there is something that it
No,
happened
but
to me personally.
electability though, electability is what we're talking about.
Uh, uh,
Electability.
Electability, it could all depend now on how the politics is panning out, you know. And right now we can't really preempt because I've told you, defections has not concluded.
Because
People are still moving
Peter
from.
Obi will get the eastern vote, but certainly he will not get the western vote, the southwest vote against Fayemi. He will not get that, and he will not
Yeah,
get the northern vote against Fayemi. He will not get that.
yeah, yeah,
So,
and
yeah, but
that
he will
is
be the better candidate
Who are
because,
you
like you
paying
said,
fire
he
me
performed.
with? Who do you pay fire me with?
Fayemi El Rufai. I'm not even saying Oshibanjo because that's too
That's a
big a weight.
that's a
Because I want it to
landslide.
be.
That's a landslide. That's a
Yeah,
landslide victory.
I want to make it an equal fight.
That's not.
Lead with El Rufai vice versus Peter Obi lead versus and the Tambuwal vice. So that fight.
Tamboa
the
has
truth
our
is
space.
it
Peter
depends on
Obi and
how.
Tamboa will win the election. I
Nah,
can bet
Okay,
10 million on that.
nah.
Tambuwal will
I
deliver
will
the
put
north,
10
Abi.
million on that. I
Tamboa
said
no fit
anybody
fly
want
Aero
that
5
Tambuwal will
for
deliver
north.
the
Tamboa,
Oh.
north.
we pay
Enough it
transport to
nah.
the city.
Hold
Nobody
on.
want fly
Better,
Aero 5
I
for
Eagle's
think
more for
argument.
office for
Let's hear from
Nigeria.
Eagle. Yeah,
okay.
sorry,
What
repeat
I'm
that, Eagle.
saying, with that space you just put before us now,
Mm.
Tamboa and Peter Obi will defeat Fayemi and Erufai landslide.
Break it down. Break
Nobody
it
want
down.
Erufai. I should
Break
break
it
it
down.
down.
Let's
Now,
see
let me
how.
tell you, in the East, they will get the vote from the East.
Right.
Tamboa
we gather the entire support of the North.
Nah, that's where you are wrong.
Why?
Oh,
Why
hold
do you
on,
say
let
I'm
him
wrong?
land. Let him land.
Why
Yeah.
do you say I'm wrong?
No,
Tambola is a
carry on.
very
Land your point.
popular. He is a very popular person across the North. Not only the North Central, not only the Northwest or the Northeast.
Oh, okay.
Then when you talk of Fayemi, people will argue that the Igbos have not gotten it. Many of us wanted them to have it. So if people argue on that space, you will see people trooping to that direction. This is my own take.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm coming back to you, Victor. You still have the floor, but let me just ask Ego this question. In a one-on-one fight between El Rufai and Tambowal in the north, who comes out on top?
Tambowa,
Okay, he
Tambowa
is more
comes out
popular in the
on top.
north.
Yes, Tambowa
Nah,
comes out on top.
man, you're wrong.
All right. Thank you. Let's go back to Victor and get his sampling on the TB Joshua Pastor Giwa thing. And Victor, of course, you stay with us because you know you usually round it up for us. So if you can stay with us, stay with us. But
Yeah.
let's hear from you, and then we want to hear from Dan, who is a new
Yeah.
face in the space. So, Victor, to you. This they say they are against him because he's
Yeah.
not Pastor Pade and dollar bling bling. So because he's not doing dollar bling bling, that is why they hate him,
Uh,
according to Pastor Giwa.
but I won't believe Pastor Giwa because he didn't hear it from TB Joshua that is why they hate him. Neither did he hear from the people that hate him that this is why they hate him. But it could also depend whether an invitation was extended. All right, because people at certain level don't go to places where they were not invited or they are not invited. That is one. Two is, to me, it would have been a beautiful show of love if they trooped out. You know, the truth is, you leave people with their ways, their personal life. You leave them to judgment with God. But when you talk about their human relationship, how they impact people, that is where you can judge from. And from what I can judge, that man has done a lot of good things. A lot of good things. His style is totally different. Totally different. He's not having
Victor,
branches all over everywhere. He's
Victor,
not having branches.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, go
Finish
ahead.
that sentence. Then I want to bring you quickly just what that the freeze is saying to that space. But finish that sentence you were just in the middle of.
Yes, so he has no churches, church branches, or other place. His style is totally different, you know, and his kind of approach is the kind I will see in Mbaka, who is just goes about his business like a bushman, doesn't even care what's going on. He just says whatever he wants to say and keeps going around, you know. He's not interested in many. So I think he's totally distinct, and people who go that way usually do not have a lot of palates. That's the truth.
Okay, this is what that the phrase has to say to that space, Victor. So I'll quickly bring it.
Yeah.
OAP and leader of the Free the Sheeple movement, that the freeze, has expressed his disappointment in the general overseers of Nigerian churches for not attending the funeral of the founder of the synagogue Church of All Nations, late Prophet T.B. Joshua. In a video shared online, Freeze expressed his displeasure at the older generation of pastors who did not identify with the deceased prophet even in death. He mentioned that no matter what may have transpired between them and Joshua when he was alive, they should have been forgiven of heart and attended his funeral. Prophet TB Joshua has been laid to rest. May his soul rest in peace. I worry
Okay.
with the turnout of Christians to this man's funeral. I worry if we truly are Christians, every church should have sent a delegation. I must say, I am disappointed, whether you like to admit it or not. I am disappointed. I am disappointed in all of you. You have not shown a legacy of love, none of you. I feel I tried to mentor, so etc. etc. So that is
Yeah.
free is expressing his disappointment to that space.
Did Freeze himself attend?
I don't know,
Okay.
because if he did
That's
not attend, then that makes a hypocrisy of that
yeah,
statement.
definitely. And then
Yeah.
another thing is he is just I see sometimes I that's why sometimes there are some people I really don't listen. He's just making an assumption that TB Joshua is fighting with some of this guy. You can't be talking about forgiveness when you have not established that there is a dispute. You understand? So people can you see I for the fact that his style is to just come out and there are certain things I don't want to take. If you want to create your market, create your market. Don't create your market off people's back. I don't really understand that. So whether he wants to
Well,
be
the Nigerian
disappointed
space
or is not
now,
disappointed,
vultures,
it's
they will
totally his
feed off the
business.
carcass of the dead. This is what they
Yeah.
do. They feast even
Well,
off the carcass of the dead.
I don't really pay attention to those kind of things. I'm not sure he attended or whether he did not attend, but it doesn't make any say if people didn't attend. Yeah, so he has been laid to rest and we can move on from that and not letting him draw a crowd with what doesn't really concern him.
All right. Thank
That's
you, Victor. Let's go to Dan, a new voice, a new face, certainly to us. Dan, good to see you. You know what
Yeah.
the talking points are. Kemi OLUNLOYO comes to speak to Nnamdi Kanu's British citizenship, and she's suggesting that it's going to be revoked. The PDP push back against the southern position of power shifting to that space, and Pastor GIWA comes and explains the reasons why he feels TB Joshua is hated within Nigerian Christendom. Good to meet you, Dan.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good
Can you hear
afternoon.
me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, no problem. I really appreciate to join you people today for this program because I always follow everyone. I always follow this program every time, but especially Ovi, my brother, I always listen to him. But I know that sometimes when he talk,
You
people
have to give
always.
it. You have to give him his full title, OVA, the superstar of the platform. So that is his
Of
official
course,
title.
of course. All the time when I am watching, I always happy to hear, especially Ovi and Ego and the rest people. But yesterday I was very angry with Ovi. The way he was attacking you yesterday, I was not really happy.
No, it's part of
No
the game.
verse.
Me too, I go
No
after
verse.
people. You see, I'm open game too because I can't be going after people and say people not go after me. So go after me, but with be ready for me
Oh,
to.
you be Edo guy.
Yeah, confirm.
Where I go Edo?
No, Auchi.
Auchi. Where for
Yeah,
Auchi?
Utsogu.
Usogu. Correct.
Yeah.
No verse. I know the attacker.
No. Really, I'm so happy when you talk, but only say come be like say you focus on him. Now be the problem where I come
No,
once in a while we need to put up on seat.
I don't date Auchi girl before. That place, it was a bit rural. They don't road don't reach Auchi now.
Say you don't take away the challenge.
Electricity.
Na beer na shake and small last. So you don't take too relax. It's becoming too comfortable. Say as more shake and small.
They
don't relax.
They don't cut road reach Auchi now.
Go check and Oshomole try for us now.
All
the
the way to Ososo from a place to my village all the way.
Oshomole try.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
So your comment.
Okay, from Nnamdi Kanu issue, please pardon my manner. I don't want to talk that aspect because why? Sometimes when you talk about Biafra, the way you respond, people sometimes they come online, they talk to you. I don't like me and they talk for that way. From the PDP and the northern people, the way they are saying this, for me, the way they are handling this thing is that there is hidden agenda that I don't understand. You understand? Normally, even though they say they they're inside constitution, it's not in constitution that the power should rotate. Normal. Now 8 years, the northern have used their 8 years. Let it come to SAT. We don't care. But anybody that emerge as winner from the SAT, let him win. But it should not go back to North. And there is something that I always love about Ovie that is very consistent. He always says something, not that the North have population more than us, but most of us, we don't vote. And even not that even the most of us, that even the few one that vote, sometimes when they want to vote, they will say, after all, the vote, they don't know who will win. This talk, now they kiss SAT, mainly. And we, although I know if you say we know unite, but one thing they SAT, we did divide. In the sense,
Dan, just to back up what you just said with a bit of data, and this data is coming from INEC, so you can put that as a proviso. But in the last election, roughly the vote in the East was down by 30%, and the vote, this is according to INEC, the vote in Borno alone, which is a war zone, was up by 80%. So 80% up in Borno, a war zone, 30% down in the East, a restive civil space.
So this is the problem we are talking about. There is something that Omoyele Sowore, although I like Ajale Koko for one thing, he did consistent. Sometimes when I see people are attacking him because of Omoyele Sowore, I don't like it. He annoys me too. I love Omoyele Sowore. Maybe you might get it wrong in different aspects. I don't care. But he's the guy that sometimes when he's saying the truth, people don't like to hear him from him. Because why? People don't like the guy. This is the fact. Nigeria will always like that. Even though you are saying something truth, but it comes from you and people don't like you, they will not see the truth. They will always be attacking you. Because why? They don't love you. There's something. If we in Nigeria want to grow, we need to know this, especially this electoral act. We need to pursue and so that made the transmission be online transmission. Especially we will there abroad there. Especially me, I did Jeremy. We will there abroad there. Most of the time, we always complain say we will there abroad. We're supposed to vote online. This is the fact, but they know that they can't manipulate us. They can't, they can't bribe us. They can't give us 10,000 to vote for them. That's why they don't want to have the people in diaspora to be voting. Imagine, come smoke Senegal and Ghana. They are voting online here. But wait till come make Nigeria, they shall say Nigeria, being the giant of Africa, can't vote online. Because they don't want us to vote.
They see try to master how they go to manipulate them. By the time they don't figure out master them, they go allow on a vote.
Then this is the problem. Exactly, you are right.
That tells you that if you look at the population in the diaspora, 99% are from this south here.
Exactly.
They are not more than 99. If you have 10 million in the diaspora, 9 million are from the south.
One thing where I want to tell you, the other day, I think 2018, I was watching China television. They say the only people, Nigeria in diaspora, the one that they are registered, they have citizenship in abroad, they are 17 million people population. Okay. You don't talk about those ones that don't have citizens. They don't register them yet. If you come to Germany, yeah, only Munich, I know how many. If you say only Edo State, yeah, I don't need to measure. Because sometimes when we are seeing ourselves, we say, especially even,
I hope saying I don't carry in a behavior rich Germany.
Now we get Italy now. Now we they control Italy. Now we get Italy. Italo.
I hope say you not go they do waffy boy.
Now we get Italo. No, we they run Italo. We run this there.
So if you do anyhow, you go see anyhow.
We they control Italo street.
Bini go say Marine,
my brother.
Germany is very popular amongst the Igbos and the people from Old Bendel State, more so than the United Kingdom. I don't know why, but they love Germany.
Yeah, really, Sha, if you talk about that one, I believe that from the Europe, especially this part of the Europe side, minus UK. I believe that no country will get work and this thing in terms of workforce and this thing.
Germany is
get
rich
work,
and strong with too much money.
Yeah.
Even
To
our
get work
social
easily.
life, we model it to that of
It's
European.
funny, actually. I have to find the time to go there. Maybe later this year I'll just go. I'll come see you. Where is Oktoberfest, isn't it? I'll come for Oktoberfest and come and drink beer.
Oktoberfest, but they cancel and it's almost 2 years now because of this corona pandemic.
It don't open now. So
the number this year.
No Oktoberfest this year. Okay.
I'm not sure because I will go do and therefore don't announce them. Since they no announce them, meaning this year we will cancel because normally we never start to take the
fried sausage for that country. Why not they boil in a sausage? Why do you eat boiled sausage? What is wrong with you people?
Wait, is that in Germany? In Germany?
Yes, they boil sausage.
This question when they ask me, you go ask them, not be me, because me not be German.
You be the German here now.
No, na foreigner. Me na foreigner. Even self na African food, we always go back.
That is the thing. But sorry, I digress. You were saying about the PDP.
Yeah, from the PDP. One thing where I see from there, I sure say David Umahi, this governor of Ebonyi State Abi,
Enugu State. He don't get new problem. He don't get new problem. Ekpa na problem. He has been his problem from day one.
Why? Leave Ekpa alone.
No,
when we tried to talk about Ekpa yesterday, you saw how we got to.
I tell you, I say, I didn't attack you yesterday. I was not very happy.
Ekpa been there after that guy for a minute.
Ovie, my own right hand man, he thought against me.
You hit where the hot hand. I go say our costume now, our pride now costume.
You know one thing where I think for yesterday, Ovie one just take you shine. You know, everybody for comment. I just say that they all they clap for Ovie. They will call the ask Ovie Facebook account. I call the know waiting.
You know, say one man is well guarded, so you can't look for anywhere where he slack. You go take advantage of a sharp before he recover.
I don't notice Ovie. The one thing about Ovie, he wants to be popular.
How?
They already they popular.
How?
They already they popular.
We are wear singlet and pint. Listen,
so he will go with what the popular opinion is.
No. See, me wear singlet and pint.
When you say man cross-dressing and you are saying it's not a cross-dressing.
No, me wear singlet and pint, run in front of thousands. You can't say I won't make a day popular. Which I won't pass that one again.
In fact, one thing where I see there's one thing where I see yesterday. I wish Ovie even contest for president yesterday for win direct because people where they comment yesterday, I say, now say Ovie can't get followers. They come with the ask Ovie Facebook account.
But I was right now. The guy, the way one man take come, you went too far. So now if to say you wear 3-piece suit all around now you go the hill out.
I'm just saying that the mind has a habit of he likes to do dress up.
Let me tell you one story. Let me tell you one short story. The first time I traveled out of Nigeria, I went to Qatar State. Then from Qatar we were going to what's it called? We're going to Bulgaria. So we had our stop. we had stopover in Germany. Some kind, crazy flight like that. But among the six of us, now only me wear native. Can't wear my Korea Yoruba cap. So when we dey airport now, everybody attention was just focused on me. All these white people, everybody just coming to ask me question. Wow, this looks good. How come since this village boy we don't come Ogboro, don't start overnight. So ever since then, so I can't begin get interest. Why? So I can't say so they actually admire our own way of dressing so much. Why we can't they, twist that? So when I come finally go school, throughout my 4 years in college here, I never wear English wear one day. and they go all out. So once you see me,
Yeah,
you don't
but
go say this guy in Nigeria.
You were not dressing in women's clothing like that guy.
And they tie that past steady. Once you see me, you won't say I'm in Nigeria. You go say, okay, this guy na Edo man. That's the first thing you notice.
Okay.
You don't even need to ask any question. So then all of a sudden you come to say, nah, we'll be a clown, we'll be masquerade, we'll dress like a.
The guy looked like he was cross-dressing to me, and I wanted people to.
No. I just you don't look like any cross-dressing at all. Just nothing make it cross.
Women's clothes.
Let me tell you something.
What is woman? Not what the woman clothing anywhere.
Okay.
My opa dey tie wrapper, so you want say one come my opa na cross dresser.
Okay, maybe we hear from Dan now. He's trying to. Okay, Dan, to you.
Normally, one thing, that thing where you talk, for me, Jama people, they are too primitive. I don't know whether they know too they expose. I don't understand them. I'm just telling you the truth, because why? Sometimes when you dress, I don't know as I want to explain that to you so that you should understand better. Like maybe like every Friday now, sometimes we they go mosque here. Since me na Muslim. So if they go mosque like this, maybe I'll come wear native, wear kaftan. Now so everybody go just look me. You will be like say you can't say, but normally some they admire around. Why some will just look you like person will be terrorist? You understand?
Now so, your own people will look you like say you they fall their hand or say why you go they dress like this now. Then they tell me I was like, are you serious? Like Nigerians will tell me say you they fall my hand or why? Like really? So that kind of thing there. So when one man come out like that, so I felt I say, no, this is what a personal attack.
I wear my native to church every Sunday, and I even on my down times, I wear native all the time. In fact, maybe I'll start wearing native for these sessions. But let's hear from Dan some more, and then we'll take our daily beating from here. So
that time where David Man the camp enter it. That time where David Man the camp enter APC, I sure say now this thing I seen will be like say make and change direction, because if you look and when I believe one thing where PDP it's just too obvious. PDP want throw this their election candidate, the candidates where they want to come at 2023. Now not the one Trump go. It's just the show. You understand? This is the fact.
Why you think say they want Trump go not? Because
it's there obvious. Because you know why?
Hold on, Dan. You know, say the main thing for any political party now to win power. So if PDP say they fit win power with Southerner, then go with Southerner. But then if they feel say that the Northerner go win, and then go with Northerner. So if you are saying that they are going to go with the North, why do you think that is?
Because why? Even when David Mahi they talk the first time, even though say they get one China television news where politics of today for China television where after I newly decamp, they get word where they talk where be like that they see and say these people don't see and say future, because why? They want go if no be article they want give unto 2023, they want give unto this Sokoto governor currently Tambuwa. Now those two people neither the eye, and normally if they want give to Tamboa, they want take Wiki Pella. These are the focus. These are their plan. This is
who then go take Pell Atiku. Ingo go with Peter Obi again.
And that's his best bet.
If Atiku come out, come run. Now Peter Obi go with again.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but that thing no. But let's say one thing we me see for inside this issue, because that make you see say Wike it dey against article where now Tamboa na the support where it dey obvious. Wike the support Tamboa. You understand?
That make you see say when himself no run for the thing. Why you not
Yeah. But it's a good point. You are just asking a very good question. Yes. Yeah. Why you not wrong? Yes. Come on.
Yes.
That is true, but let's say Wike, may I tell you the truth? Wike na good person, but let's say I dey look Wike like person will be like say he not to believe himself.
He not believe himself.
No, the political Nnamdi Kanu.
The guy in terms of politics, the guy not to believe himself.
Okay,
they look and say no people.
Hold on, Dan, let Victor interject you because he's been trying to make a comment since. Victor, let's.
Okay. Wike is not really, he will come across like somebody that will not be so trusted by the North. I don't know
But
why.
it booms
Because
in the
sometimes
space. It's
when they
always
talk,
booming with loud voice.
yes,
Money
and
day in hand. He has
they
money
don't
to.
they don't they don't like people that's way, you know. They don't like. But for me,
Exactly.
You
the
mean it's
best
too
combo,
lousy?
for Atiku will still be Peter Obi. You know, that's the best. If
Not
he
that
goes
is
the
not
another
that
way, it
Wiki is
might
lousy.
look somehow.
Wiki is not lousy. It's that they believe that somebody like Wiki with this kind of rude and fearless act when he gets, you carry her for the presidency. Now only the right things you will say and do. That is the fear of the North. I'm telling you, if you carry Wiki for that office now as the presidency, you like put gun for your head. Now what do you like he go do? That is the fear, nothing more. Not be saying won't betray anybody or that's the only fear. Don't be somebody they can control.
Okay. Let's take a dance.
Simeon Ekpa and David Umaya are from the same state. So
Right. That
that's
doesn't mean
going to be his
anything.
news best friend.
You see, there's so much going against that guy, I have to say. He has a name called Ekpa, which of course is already made for comedy in Yoruba land, so you can already see the jokes coming.
Yeah.
And then he likes to dress in women's clothing, so already he's starting on
You
the
are
back foot.
still insisting
But
that my
let's just hear from Dan. Dan, let's hear from you with regards to TB Joshua and Pastor from Pastor Giwa's commentary on TB Joshua, and then we'll go to Ego, and then
There's
we'll take our daily beating from Abia. So
okay.
yeah, yes.
And moreover, this pastor issue, you know, say since when TV Joshua died, 9 different pastors just they talk on the talk rubbish here. Because when this man they alive, they know they do talk all those things. Waiting me see now, all those Nigeria pastors, no be only politician be our problem, especially who they abroad. We dey always talk even problem we still get. Those religious leaders, not be only pastor, both Muslim, all those are and the rest, they can mislead people. You understand? Those things where you see that they talk now, when this man they alive, why they no talk? The man don't die now because they no say dead no fit talk or you no fit attack them now. They can't they talk those rubbish. Waiting me just see. Now make people just ignore those people. Now just people want they just want use they want take the dead body climb. May they take climb ladder where they go. Now wait I just see that one. So I not get anything where I want to tell them.
All right, thank you, Dan. So, as I said, with talent spot on this platform, so another strong voice to add to the stable. Dan, ladies and gentlemen, he makes his entry into the space. A regular staple, Ego, a voice you know and love. So, to Ego, the talking points are Kemi OLUNLOYO comes into the space to say that Nnamdi Kanu's British citizenship will be revoked. 95% certainty she's are making that attribution. The PDP are saying that the southern governors should shut up and sit down, that they will make the decision. And Pastor Giwa comes into the space to speak to the shunning of TB Joshua's funeral, attributing it to hatred by the general overseers. So, Ego, good to have you.
Yeah, good to be here. And what I see in the issue of TB Joshua, to those who decide to be talking about the dead, instead of allowing him to rest in peace, if you have too much problem with him, look for him to the 6 feet. Go and look for him. Just go and die and join him if you know you want to be talking about him as a pastor or you have problem with him and it's not enough for you to forget about him. So I'm not part of the space of TB Joshua and those who hate or appreciate I am better or he's better. Nnamdi Kanu, this thing will be revoked. Who knows? Kemi OLUNLOYO, he always bring information. Sometimes our information is always very controversial sometimes, but let us wait to see. I don't know if anybody have any other idea to support her claim. So I don't think the British government will just withdraw Nnamdi Kanu citizenship for being an agitator. But there is a video that surfaced. I don't know if you guys have it. That Nnamdi Kanu was once a supporter of One Nigeria, right? That was about 2012 here.
No, we've played it on this platform. We've played it a couple of days ago.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
That was just 9 years ago that it was promoting One Nigeria.
Okay, so what changed? What changed simply means that Nnamdi Kanu himself should rethink. If I would be in his shoes, instead of advocating to destroy or break Nigeria, blah, 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 go to your state if you think you are popular and you think this country will be better. With all those your hyper popularity, go and be the leadership of your state and rose to the head of affair in this country and do the right thing for us and stop leading people to fight or quarrel. This is what I think in the area of Nnamdi Kanu and this agitation and this UK, this and that. So that is the area of Nnamdi Kanu. With regard to the decision of PDP to decide for the South that they want to bring a northern candidate, because we all know that PDP somehow, one way or the other controls the South. If PDP make a decision against the people, they will pay the price. Absolutely. If they make decision against the people, they will definitely pay the price, because Nigerians are ready not to be cowed. They are all seeing the happenings in the country. So when you are planning to also have a plan on their own. So that's what I think in the area of PDP and their position in terms of candidacy. They should follow the trend. They should be in line with the governors and try to work things out in a way that the power should at least remain in the South for these 8 years, just as they work together and put it in the North for the last 8 years. And try to begin not only coming together, whoever they give the president to, should build Nigeria for us. We want to see Nigeria being built, not stealing the money and telling us all kind of rubbish. Because when you keep stealing this money that has caused banditry and destruction all over the North and continue to spread, if this stealing not stop, if this stealing continue like this country will rose a flame one day. It will explode. So the stealing also that has led to all this banditry, kidnapping, fake governance, rubbish, top these things to make sure that this country is built. If they continue to think that Nigerians are still those tired and they will be cowed and they will see this country go out flame one day. Then everybody's eyes will clear. I believe that it's time for the people, whether the PDP or the APC, to bring a better candidate for us. A detribalized candidate. The Northerners, we are together. We have been living in this country for 60 years together. So whether you are from North, whether you are from South, we are one people. And the North should begin to think that we are one people. So as the South should begin to think the same. So that when they produce someone.
All right, Ego, you are breaking up a bit, but round it off in a few more sentences.
That's my take. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ego. So next we'll go to Bia for our daily beating, and then we'll round it off with Victor having the final say. So let's go to Bia. Ego, let's go to Ego. Mute yourself. So let's take our daily beating from Bia, and then we'll round it off with Victor having the final say. So Bia, the talking points are Kemi OLUNLOYO saying that Nnamdi Kanu's British citizenship likely to be revoked. The PDP pushing back against the insistence that power should shift to the south, and Pastor GIWA speaking about the hatred of TB Joshua by other general overseers within the Nigerian Christian space. Good to see you, Bia.
Hi. Our teacher, one man, my freaky friend. I've not come to beat anyone. I have my voice and I confidently speak out what I believe in. It is really shameless that after all what has been happening in Nigeria, that voices are still rising to support some sort of a 2023 election, which I believe is a shamble, is a shame. There is no election in Nigeria in a place whereby people will go and vote, and their votes will be stolen from them. Their mandates are stolen. So would you call that democracy? Voting by the people, for the people, and for the people alone? No, I don't believe that. My voice is that Nigeria is finished. It's a failed state. I'm not going to change my position. I'm not going to sit down here and say everything is all right and well with Nigeria. Nigeria is finished. Imagine we vote these people again, whether north, south, east, and whatever, they come to power. What do you think they're going to do better than what they have already done? They are going to ruin this country more. I know people will say, oh, have some faith in Nigeria. What sort of faith am I going to have when in the north, in the south, there are no good roads, no electricity, things are getting worse. They still at the slightest chance. It's not about coming here to beat anyone. People are dying daily, every day in Nigeria. Young people below the age of 10 are being raped, and we come here to say we're going to still continue to vote these people that are decimating our country. And you say I'm coming to beat you, one man. It's a shame. Nigeria is finished. Let's call a spade a spade. I know sometimes people may go and collect money, or they want to be recognized by the Nigerian space, like, oh, I'm speaking for Buhari, I'm speaking for Tambuwal, I'm speaking for Yahaya Bello. Okay, they can have their aides recognize some of us here that are aligning with them to support their evil and get paid at some point. No, I'm not going to sell my conscience. I'm going to stand on the truth and say Nigeria is finished. I'm not beating anyone. This is my own voice that regardless who is voted, Nigeria needs not even restructuring. The foundation is already gone. They are going to get worse. Mark my words. We can all go and vote, but they will always rig the election. How does it make political sense? How is it a democracy that people will go and vote and they rig the election? And then we sit down here. They've already decided who is going to be the president of Nigeria, whether we like it or not. That's my belief. Our vote is not going to count. It's not going to matter. Yeah? So it doesn't make sense to me. That's my own submission. I've not come to beat you, one man.
All right. Thank you, Bia. So next, we go to remember you can never polish a turd, which almost certainly my suspicion is almost certainly Starman in another guise. So to you can never polish a turd. Your comments
on what?
No, not you, Bia. I'm going to.
Okay,
Oh, he's run away now because I knew he was Starman.
okay,
So when I
Starman.
exposed him, yeah, he's coming under different names now. He's come under You Can Never Polish a Turd now, but he's run away since I've exposed him. But let's start rounding off, and then we start off with Eagle's comments.
Sorry,
and
again, sorry, one
yeah.
man. Sorry to interfere.
Yeah.
I didn't talk about OLUNLOYO of the lady. I've read and seen many, controversial comments by the lady. Sometimes the extreme views he's got on Davido is a bit, disheartening. Most of his
she speaks about his mother and just some dark,
some
nasty,
things that are very, very
nasty
not
woman.
Yoruba-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing. The things she voices out, goes against Yoruba culture. Is like, how can you be your own? Davido is young. You prove you say Davido and the mom, and you still bring Davido's.
And the mom is dead, by
public.
the way.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The things she says sometimes make my body,
But
tremble.
what she's saying now, what are your comments on what that Nnamdi Kanu's citizenship are likely to be revoked?
She's just jumping on the bandwagon of that woman. Just goes to wherever there is news. She throws herself in there because some people may listen to her. But for me, I believe in facts. Until then, whatever she says is her own view. I don't buy that. I don't believe in rumors when it comes to governmental issues like that. Nnamdi is a citizen, and only the rule of law by UK government will determine if whatever Nnamdi has done is broken their rule. Until then, Kemi can say whatever she likes.
They revoked Shamina Begun's citizenship.
Oh my God! Come on.
Yes. So
they don't match.
Shamina
Begun and Kanu's case don't match at all. Not at all. Shamina
Okay.
Begon, I watched her on the news. She was underage. She went to
Yeah, we know the
was it
story.
Syria? Yeah, yeah.
Syria,
So
yeah.
yeah. She's a lady, and then she got there and then manhandled and did some other stuff. Her case is different from Nnamdi Kanu, who was here, broadcasting here. They didn't go and arrest her. They didn't say he broke any law. I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not speaking for Nnamdi. I'm just saying whatever she says. I don't believe it until the real people who are involved, the UK government, take the right step by law, with
All right.
evidence to do whatever they want.
Thank you, Bia. So, Polish a third, just quick comments from you because I'm not just wanting to steam through and round off. So, let's hear from you, and then we'll just take a quick pit stop with everybody and close it down. So, just a quick comments from you, Polish a third.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I'm not Starman.
Okay.
I want to ask you a question is, why do you go around online looking for any stories that's negative against Prophet Nnamdi Kanu?
No, I don't, is the answer to that.
Are you looking for audience?
No, I don't is the answer to that. So
you always do. You keep saying, "Oh, I'm not going to be talking about Nnamdi Kanu. I'm going to move away." But you always look for stories, anything you can find to talk about him.
No, I don't. You heard me the first time, and I've repeated it again. No, I don't is the answer. Can you be quiet and listen? No, I don't is the answer to that question. I go with what is in the headlines. If Nnamdi Kanu is in the headlines and then it gets referenced, and if it's not, then it doesn't. He had a hiatus for a period of time when they had him in incarceration and he wasn't making the headlines and we were not talking about him. Now he's resurfacing in the headlines. Now we're a Nigerian news platform, a Nigerian news commentary platform, and this is what we do. So if Nnamdi Kanu is in the headlines, then it gets discussed. If it's not, then it doesn't. So that is how it works. I hope that clarifies that for you. Are you done? Good. Okay. So we start rounding off. That was I say Starman. It might not be Starman in person, but certainly in inclination. So quick round offs from everyone with just a quick comment from you, BR, a quick comment from you, Ovie, a quick comment from you, Ego, and then Victor can take us home. So just quick comments from everyone. BR, starting from you.
Okay. I still stand on my belief that Nigeria has been, brought down to its knees. I don't know who is that intelligent, self-centered, selfless human being that is supernatural, that is going to fill that space, carry, the big load of the mess that our past governments have made to make that country great. I am in doubt. So for that reason, I still stand that we should peacefully dissolve Nigeria and let each states or groups of people
region go their way. Okay,
go their
thank
way.
you.
If they agree to come back together again, it will be something that is not forced. Yeah,
right.
that's my own.
Thank you, Bia. All right, to you, Ovie, quick comments from you.
Well,
just very brief. Yeah.
I mean, I would like to end on our South clowns. So, I mean, I think one thing with the masses should take away that these people don't represent us, and if we must have a say in this coming election, not that just have a say, make ourselves if our impact felt. We need to just find one way or the other, start talking to ourselves, organize with everybody being the leader, not just one person being front, because at that point it's easy to buy the leader. There's too much money flowing around this time period. So that's really way. It's still going to be northern, but again, we should follow. I think we should, listen to Tinubu carefully, and if possible, we should follow Israel. He is the only one that has the key to, cause anything, any damage or whatever that the northern agenda has, in their stock.
Thank you, Ovie. Good spot to leave it. Ovie, ladies and gentlemen, a man you know and love. So just very quick comments from you as well. Ego, to you.
Yeah, I subscribe to what we just said. I disagree with some views of Via. Nigerian can be rebuilt, and people can come with fearless men can take over this power and build this country. I don't believe Nigeria will collapse and has collapsed. I believe Nigeria will grow up to become one of the greatest countries on earth. It's time that will tell, because people are beginning to be aware. We must understand this. So we must look for leadership that we can trust. Even if we don't trust them, we can force them to do what we want. We, the people, can force them to do what we want in this country.
All right, thank you, Igo. A good spot to leave it. So, Victor, you know the routine. Round it off for us, Victor. Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, conclusively, there is one thing I want us to take home. The people agitating or whatever, Nnamdi Kanu, they are not necessarily the people fomenting war. The people fomenting war are the people who have left our hospitals to dilapidate in a country where people still die out of childbirth in their numbers. The level of corruption here is war already. So if you're waiting for the war, sorry, it has long started and people are dying for no just cause. So as we do this, let's remember that the war is on and we should do all we can at this point.
All right. Thank you,
let's hear
Victor.
from Alexander, please.
Yes, the final word, virtually a hello and goodbye from Alexander. If he turns up, of course, we always have to hear from him. Alexander, take it home for us.
Good morning. Here from Houston, Texas. It's sad. It's looking like the beginning of the end for the state called Nigeria. People just don't want to be together anymore. The corruption, deprivation, the feeling of being second-class citizen in the country of your birth and your grandfather's birth. It's come to a head now, and people just want to go their separate ways. I totally, most times subscribe to what Ego says because he lives in Nigeria. He knows what's going on in Nigeria. He's patriotic. That's one thing that is missing amongst us. We're not patriotic enough. If we're patriotic, we won't be stealing the kind of money we steal as governors, as senators, as presidents. It's a shame. The greatest black country in the world looks like it's coming to an end. And that hurts me really bad. That's what I have to say this morning.
All right. Thank you, Alexander. Always a pleasure to hear from you. So, Alexander, ladies and gentlemen, a voice you're familiar with as well. So, we leave it there. Not any more embellishments from me, other than to invite you to subscribe and to join me in the conversation. I say peace here, and we leave it, of course. The Python dance continues. So, we've had Python dance 1, we've had Python dance 2. But are we going to have Python dance 3?
Python dance 1, Python dance 2, now Python dance 3. Unapoli Mary Nnamdi win the war. Python dance 1, Python dance 2. Now Python dance 3. Unapoli Mary